Hello there everyone. Today is Saturday, November the 5th, year 2022. Hopefully doing well. I'm mazske Finance. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, CPA, or attorney. I'm just a guy, peon, like you guys. Never made a lot of money in my life. So anyway, do mortgage rates matter that much? I'm going to answer in one word. No. Not for the investor. If you're buying your personal house to live in, yes. Because the higher the interest rate is, the higher your mortgage payment is, meaning the price that you buy your house to live in has to go lower because you won't be able to afford a higher one because the interest rate's higher. Anyway, why would I say for investors it doesn't matter? I'm contrary to, I think, Millennial Mike, Michael Zuber, other people. I've seen headlines and different things, and they talk about higher interest rates are bad. Okay, let's talk about it now. I'm older than those two gentlemen I've mentioned. I don't know what Dion's thoughts are, Lumberjack Landlord's thoughts are, but I'm older than both of them. It means I've lived longer. Even though I haven't been a real estate investor as long as most of them, longer than some, I have followed interest rates quite a bit. I bought my first house when I was 25 years old, I think, 1993-ish. I don't remember what my interest rate was. I sold that house and I bought my second house in 1998. And again, I don't remember my exact interest rate, but it was like 7 or 8%. Okay. All right. So why would I say interest rates don't matter that much as an investor? All right. Out of my rental properties, I have less than 25 now, but I peaked at 25 doors. My highest rate, I think, was 5.375. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago. All right, and I had a bunch of them at 4.9, 4.5. This house I'm living in, I got 3.125. So this house I'm living in, if interest rates were, say, 8%, 7%, I would not be able to afford this house back when I bought it because my mortgage payment would have been higher, okay? But why, again, as an investor, do I say it doesn't matter? Because, listen to me, interest rates do not matter if you're an investor. The only time they might matter is if you're like myself or Millennial Mike and we bought houses 6, 7, 8 months ago. I bought mine before him. And interest rates started going up a lot and we ran our numbers and it should work. And the budget went over, the time frame went over by like 4 months too long based on what I was told. That's when it could matter because now it throws our numbers all off. If you're just a basic buyer, but I'm still surviving, all right? And so is he. But if you're just a basic buyer a house and hold it, like most real estate investors are, again, I will repeat and I'll explain why. It does not matter what interest rates are. Don't listen to what the gurus tell you. Don't listen to what the experts tell you. Listen to what Mazske tells you. Mazske tells you, run your numbers. I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. Run your numbers. What do I mean by run your numbers? Okay, in a nutshell, I'll give you an example. A house rents for $1,000 a month. Your mortgage, which includes principal and interest, is $500. We'll make it easy math because it's all off the top of my head. Rents for $500. You pay a property manager 10%, so that's another $100. So we're at $600 now out of your $1,000. You hold out, I'd say 20% vacancy for 3 categories: vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. You separate that money out because trust me, you will need it, and probably more, the way prices are going up. But on $1,000, that's $200. So we're at $600, we got $200 to it, that's $800. Do you have any other expenses? Do you cut grass? Do you shovel snow? Do you pay a water bill? Anything else? If there is nothing else, you have $200 left over. That's your positive cash flow, and from then you can calculate your cash on cash return. All right, just on ballpark math, unless I was buying a house super cheap, which a mortgage of $500, I'm not buying it that cheap. That $200 positive cash flow right there tells me it's not a good enough deal for me. All right. I know my returns. I want at least 15 to 20% return cash on cash. And I want cash flow of at least $250. So why do interest rates not matter then? Because you run your numbers. All right. If the house still costs $100,000 and the interest rate is 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%. It does not matter because you run your numbers. If it's not a good deal, you don't buy it. See? Easy solution. If you run the numbers for 20 houses on the market and none of them are a good deal, don't buy it because you can't make it work. You can make offers. If it doesn't work at 100 grand and interest rate is 8%, maybe you could offer 80,000. Will those numbers work? Maybe you offer 60,000. Will those numbers work? Run the numbers for based on what interest rate you can get, because what you can get is probably different than what I can get. I go non-QM lenders. Hopefully you can go a conventional lender. Run the numbers at whatever interest rate you can get. Maybe add a little bit more to it because it might go up by the time you find the house you want. Figure out what is the house you can afford to buy based on your down payment. 20% down is the typical down payment. So based on the mortgage you would get, you can use hundreds of online mortgage calculators to use a calculator online on the internet. You don't have to do it by pencil and paper if you don't want a pen and paper. But you run the numbers until it works. If you know you can only afford a house that's going to cost you $75,000 and it has to rent for $1,000 a month for that interest rate to work, well then that's what you buy. If you can't find that deal, keep looking. Because if people stop buying houses, there are going to be sellers out there that will get desperate and they will start dropping their price because for one reason or another, they need to sell their house and they will come down to the proper price. All right. So again, as an investor, I'm saying out loud for the world to hear, I don't care how high mortgage rates go. I do not care. Because if they go higher, I will always run my numbers and I will only buy what's a good deal for me. I'm not changing my criteria. All right. I am not going to say, oh, I'm going to drop my cash on cash return to just a measly 8%. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do my normal deals that I buy, 15 to 20%, 25 to 30%. That's what I'm going to do. If I can't do it with rental property, see, and I got one advantage over the beginning investor. I'm accredited, okay? And I have other options. I can buy mineral rights acreage because that's what I've been buying because they're giving me a better return than most rental property can give me right now. So I don't care. I don't care what interest rates are. I'm older than you probably, and I am willing to ride it out and wait. And I will wait till I get the price I want. If I don't get the price I want, I don't care. I'm not buying that house. Okay? All right, good enough. I've beaten that horse to death. All right. So anyway, what else is going on? It seems like I'm spending way too much money. My money's tighter than ever. I just had to put 4 new tires on my car because I've been wanting to get tires since a year ago. I got the oil change yesterday and they're dry rotting. I still have tread left because I don't drive that much, but they're dry rotting on the sides. And the guy told me it's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous. You got to do something. So I went to the store I hate because I called around. It was the cheapest place for a good tire, and I went to Walmart and got 4 new tires. So they're installed. So I got the oil change yesterday. I cleaned my headlights yesterday. I meant to carry it in here. I got something. I know I'm friends with a mechanic. I might call him on one day. He's like late 70s, 78, 79. And to my knowledge, he still owns his shop unless he's died or given it up since I moved out of Virginia. But I'm going to call him just to see how he's doing. But he told me something a couple years ago. And I was talking to him. We used to have a long conversation. I said something about cleaning my headlights, and I would buy kits like in Walmart maybe, a kit to clean them. He's like, oh, what I found is the best product to use. And he told me what it was. And I used it. And it's like, by golly, it works great. I can buy one little thing of it. It'll last me for years and years and years. I rub it on, I rub it off, my headlights sparkle. So I shared it with the guy in Advanced Auto Parts yesterday, and he was like, I've never heard of that. I will try it. And I got new windshield wipers. He's like, I won't put these on for you because you just told me something. I said, go right ahead. He put them on for me. So I'll bring it in to show it to you in my next video if I remember, because to buy it might be $7 or $8, but it'll last you probably for years. Especially as your car gets older and your headlights get a little dingy. But it'll clean them right up. It works. All right. So anyway, what else? Money's going out. That hurricane set me back. Hurricane just hurt me financially. My pool cage cost me a bit more than what I expected. My fence cost me a bit more than what I expected. I found out some bad news about my air conditioner the other day. It's cost me a lot more than what I expected. My hot water heater cost me more than I expected. My roof, I got a good deal on it, but still I had to pay for it. And there's some more stuff going in. So it's got a little tight. I am doing what I'm famous for doing. I'm battening down the hatches, kind of like I did during a hurricane. I'm tightening it up. Millennial Mike, if you're watching this, I'm probably going to let you know I'm not going to be able to make it over there. I gotta start saving money. I gotta cut expenses. I got to. I just have to. Because I am a diehard that I'm a survivor. All right, and I have my criteria on how much money I need to support my rentals. Because the other bad news is my one house in Birmingham, Alabama, the tenant decided to move out, and they moved out a couple days ago. And I've seen all the pictures. They took 90 pictures, 80 pictures. That house is filthy, dirty. They left a pile of trash out of the street. Who has to pay to pick that trash up? The city's not going to do it. Sure, I get to keep their deposit, but it's nothing. And I'm going to have to pay, I haven't got the estimate, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. It's one more thing to pay. I think my house is in Chicago. I'm done paying. I think in Indiana, all my rehabs are done. I got this one down in Alabama. I think I'm going to sell it because it's a nice house. It will be a nice house again. And I got to recoup some money. I got 2 refinances in progress I talked about the other day. Bad news on that is one house, they say it's empty, which the tenant got evicted because it was a brand new house I bought and the tenant paid 1 month. We had to evict him. I had to pay for that. And they're still advertising it. No tenant as of yet. So with the insurance, the lender says, everything's good to go. We're going to do it. Oh, then they see the insurance policy and say, oh, we just need one little thing. We need loss of rents coverage. It can be as low as you want. If you want to cover 1% of the rent, you can do it. That meets the criteria. But you got to have something. The insurance company says, oh, if you don't have a tenant, we can't give you loss of rents for the insurance. Lender says, well, if you can't, we got to put this refinance on hold until he gets a tenant. And I'm like, what? I want to freaking refinance it. Loss of rents. Do you want me to give you $50 so you can make it up and put it in there? And I got an interest rate of 7.25. It's locked in for a couple more weeks, but if I don't get a tenant here in a couple more weeks, I'm going to lose that interest rate. If I lose it, Fed just raised rates. Rates going to jump up. It wouldn't surprise me rates be over 8%. It's not going to work for me. So as much as I hate to do it, I'll probably cancel that refinance. That means that's $70,000. I'm not getting it. It means I have all the equity in the house. I don't like that. So I don't know. I may sell that house. Or I may sell a house. Because Mazske doesn't like living tight. Prices are up like they are for everybody. I have choices in my life. And I'm leaning strongly towards selling this house. Leaning strongly towards it. I've said it in other videos. Depends on what my boys do. If they get stationed in Florida, I will stay in Florida. If they don't get stationed in Florida, I'm probably moving to the country of Panama. So we shall see. So sorry, Miami, Hollywood, Florida. I'm not going to make it over there. I got to cut expenses. Sorry, Mike. Take care. Y'all stay safe in all you do. Mazke's signing out.